Okay. Right, so good morning everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, I've got Justin on the line, Jean, Milan Patel and Stefano Petralis. They've all made their way here to find out more about the income opportunity. Milan, just to let everybody know on camera that Milan and Justin are already fully paid consultants. Just to give you their journey, what they've done is they've paid £50. For that, they've had access to an online training course or a mentorship program, which is about 5 or 6 hours explaining what Rescue My Properties does and the solution. Then once they felt confident that once they've attended one or two of these taster sessions, they felt confident in actually becoming fully fledged consultants. In fact, they're the two most active consultants now working in the company. We've trained up about 50 of them around the country. But what I don't do is I don't really do the salesy thing where we try to get people rah-rahed up and say, yeah, you can do it, and all this sort of stuff. We basically let people that are self-motivated go out there and do it. So I think Milan and Justin are very good networkers, and they're quite comprehensive understanding of property. They've got big databases, and they're out there talking to people, and they're bringing sort of 5 or 10 clients in per month. And the same goes for Justin. So I'm going to come on to really what and why that they've been motivated to actually pay £500 to become fully fledged consultants in a minute as well. So basically they've done the online training for the £50 and thought they'll get a lot more benefit because they're going out and talking to people anyway, so they can convert their contacts into money. Mm-hmm. So they've been introducing clients of all different types of property scenarios, and we've been able to solve pretty much, let's just say, more than, would you say, Justin, about nearly every person I've spoken to so far. There's been 2 or 3 services that we've been able to provide them. Is that right?
Definitely, and that's only just starting to touch the side. What I'm looking to do, and what with myself and my project manager are going to do, is to put a seminar on in ethics when I'm currently living in Southwark. And there's a lot of people who are interested in negative equity, in remortgaging, in property, buy-to-let, etc. So we're going to start off putting workshops on in Southwark, where then we're going to move to Colchester, where my PA lives, do the same thing, and then we're literally just going to replicate it throughout the UK. You know, I want to do one in Stratford. I lived in Stratford for 20 or 30 years. So literally just hold workshops to introduce people to how they can get more out of the property market, and also introduce them to some of the other business ventures that I do. So it's really exciting times at the moment. So happy to be on board.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, and from Milan's point of view, what sort of clients have you brought to the table? I mean, obviously I know, but you want to give a quick brief on that to Ron and Stefano?
Well, the first time we bought was we wanted £3 million on a £6 million portfolio, but the seller was based in Panama. None of the brokers could do the deal, but I was quite impressed because Lucky and there's another guy called Salim and Salim just structured the whole thing in hours time. I brought about 13 or 14 clients regarding bankruptcy, to other people who've been owed money. My father sold his shop, he was owed a lot of money, and Salim looking into getting the money. So basically, Lucky's good at closing deals, and Salim is very analytical. I actually call him the staff, but he knows how to interrogate people and get information out. So, and I'm also running my a tax seminar myself on this coming Saturday. So I'll be running seminars and probably incorporate Rescue My Properties, all the services in the seminars also. So it's also quite an interesting time for me.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly call Jean again, who's actually been cut off from the conference call by mistake. Do you mind putting your phone on silent, please? But you can have it on if you want to vibrate. It makes it easy for you. Just give me 1 second, Justin.
Yeah.
What his number was, mate?
Yes, it was. It ended in 508. 07956 323 548.
Justin, I'm going to just call you back again, just to put it back on again. 1 second. What was his last 4 digits?
3548.
Technology's not really working for us today. You want to put that on pause?
When he started, I didn't know the follow keep going.
Okay, is it when Justin started or when Milan started?
Justin, I think.
Okay, Justin, just want to repeat what you said.
What I said was that I just started to kind of introduce people to the benefit of being part of the Rescue My Properties family. What I'm going to be doing in the next month is holding workshops, starting here in Thurrock, and then one in Colchester, and then one in London, about what the business is, how people can get involved, how people can become consultants, and how they can use it as a one-stop shop to have all their property and finance queries answered all under one roof. So that's what I'm doing. Also, I'm making quite a thing of it on Facebook as well, so getting quite a lot of interest from that, and word of mouth as well, which is a great way of networking.
Okay, so that's Justin. Milan's also only joined us about 4 weeks ago. He's only on some of the online training, and then he's paid £500 to become a fully fledged consultant. But just to reiterate, I mean, for that, he's got business cards, and he's also got access to the office, so he's setting up these 2 or 3 meetings in the office per week. And I've also made time available for him to even come in on the weekends to meet clients who can't come in during the week. Is that right, Milan?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so, and on top of that, there'll also be placards and things. So for the £500, you really get probably 10 times the sort of service than you would expect, because at the moment we're not like a multinational Apple or Microsoft type organisation. We're quite small and nimble. So we can, we want to give a lot of value to people that want to come in and actually help them be successful in getting a new income. So I'm going to just let Milan give a quick brief about the type of clients he's been bringing in, and really which ones have been sticking in terms of potential business that's there. I mean, he's brought in some personal ones as well, but you can probably mention them without going into the details. Yep.
Yeah, well, the first one I brought, Lucky and Salim, and there's a surrender saying actually structured this guy's deal. He wanted to raise £3 million and £6 million portfolio, but because the company was based in Panama, the seller's company, none of the brokers could do it. But Salim and Lucky could do it. The second thing, I actually bought my father-in-law. He was owed some money from a business he sold. It was very difficult. We tried different avenues, but now Salim is actively working on the case. And it's also having the right people. Like I said, Lucky is good at closing the deals, and Salim is very analytical. I do call him Gestapo, but he likes questioning people. But that's the way business is done, basically. I'm actually going to be running my tax seminars in Ranson and Wardian on an ongoing basis. I've got many other places, and I think this is where the rest of my properties can come in and market it, because there's a big niche in the property market for negative equity, and also Salim and Lucky also do the tax planning and other bespoke services. So it's a one-stop shop. And like I said, I'm quite conversant in finance and tax. I can say I'm an expert, and that's one of the reasons I joined, because I can extend my network through Lucky and Salim.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, purposes for John and Stefano, is I'm going to spend about 5 minutes explaining the very basics of what you need to do and how it works. It's very, very simple. What you do is you go to rescuemyproperties.contact us, and there's a join us section on there, and you pay £50 to become a consultant on PayPal. And with that, once you've done that, you just email Ben, who's here, at marketing@rescuemyproperties.co.uk, just say you've registered, and what he will do is send you passwords. You get online access to pretty much 5-6 hours plus of material telling you what's involved as a consultant. But in summary, that package is pretty much talking about how you would go out and help people who've got problems with property. But so we've narrowed it down to problems, but that program is somewhat limited because we do 10 times more than that, but we've kept it very focused. So our way of going out and getting business, Jean, for your purpose and Stefano, is that we've targeted people who've got problems. But when you talk to people with problems, they'll talk about sometimes very simple problems like they've got a tax return to be done and they haven't filed one for 5 years or something. So it may not be that complicated, we just help them to file it. But then we ask them about 10 other questions and say, look, have you got a pension? They say yes. We say, would you like to release money from your pension? It's a yes and no. If they say yes, we can probably help them to release their pension. Would you like some advice on setting up a business? Are you interested in setting up a business? They may say yes. If we do, we can do business consultancy services. They may have a portfolio of 5 or 10 properties. So to them, okay, well, would you like to save some cost or grow your portfolio? They might say, I want to save cost. So we may be able to do some tax services to them. We've got a product where we save CGT, income tax, and IHT, income inheritance tax, or capital gains tax, if you don't know those terms. And then they may say, look, I've got 10 properties, but I want to do this big development. I want to buy this development to build 10 flats in Croydon or something. Can you sort it out for me? I need the funding like literally really quickly, and I need this sort of structure, and so we would actually get all that structured for them. So we've got in-house specialists actually that would do that for them. And they may say something like, I haven't got a job, I'm unemployed, I'm looking for a new income. So you could talk to them and say, how about becoming a consultant? But whatever happens, whichever way they come in, what will happen is that you get 10% of anything that we earn, but you're not having to necessarily do any of the administration or the groundwork in any of this. But if you want to choose to come in, like Milan's been coming in with pretty much all his clients, then it will make it easier for you to qualify and close business. And if you start getting more property business in, so for example, somebody wants £1 million house sold, there may be other business that we can do which is outside what we do, where we can do a 50-50 split with you as well on sales, because you brought the client in, but you've got to be in control of the sale to try and get that sort of margin. So for example, his uncle, Mr. X, says, I want to sell this £2 million property in Mayfair, but I want to give it to you exclusive to yourself. You know, obviously you can give it to any agent, but if you give it to us, we're probably happy to actually negotiate.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I've actually got a property, somebody's given me access. It's on sale for 2.9 million.
Okay.
It's worth 3.5.
Okay.
So I mean that's a deal I've got right now.
So we've got about 13 different people talking to clients all day. So there's a lady called Bobby Lardwa, who looks after our sales and lettings across the country. So we'll speak to her. She's got the database of all my sellers and buyers. She would literally go and actually get this property structured and in a way that contractually we're strong, and then look to actually market off market, because we specialise in off market primarily. But we can put everything up on retail as well. Do you understand what off market is, John?
No, can you explain it as well?
Yeah, off market means that, for example, let's say that this 2.9 million property, rather than the vendor going off and actually going to Foxton and say, look, here's the instruction for you to sell it, and then ringing Milan up and saying, look, I want you to sell it as well, that's not off market. That means it's already on the market of the public domain.
Okay.
Off market means that it's not advertised anywhere, and he's got control of it, so he can sell it exclusively. Otherwise, what will happen is that all four of you, if you've got those sort of clients that come in, it'll be 100% waste of your time, because you've got no control over the property at all.
Okay.
You'd be pretty much running around in circles like a headless chicken, trying to sell a property that's already on the market. There's 50 people looking at it, and you're trying to get a private buyer on it. You might get a buyer on it at the right price, but before you know it, the agent's already sold it to one of his mates, or it's been sold to a retail buyer who's happy to pay the higher price for it. So you would have wasted maybe 3 months worth of hard work trying to get hold of a buyer. The advantage, mind you, would be that you would have probably picked up lots of buyers, but a lot of buyers would probably want to talk to you again, because they would have found out what's happened and you would have wasted their time. You end up looking stupid. So that's quite a common circle that a lot of startup people in the property industry go through, including myself. I've been through that cycle probably more than 100 times or something, where you think something's in control but it's not. So what we would do is one of the advantages you have, John, is that if you want to, even if you're doing this on a part-time basis, what we're trying to do is we're trying to do this in a way that you're making money before you even start. So the £50 is nothing really, but if you've got to go the online training, pay the £50. The other way of running the business is if you can't afford the 500, because it could be a lot of money for some people, what you want to do is probably go out and start introducing clients. And once you've got 2 or 3 clients in through the door, there's going to be more than £500-600 worth of commissions owed to you. So you could actually get those commissions paid out to you and then actually pay the £500 that way around. So that because we encourage people to actually have the skills and the abilities to actually convert business before they actually pay anything up. So if people see the opportunity like Milan and Justin have, they basically decided to pay the 500 because they're looking for a, let's just say, something that's a ground floor type opportunity that allows them to be, number one, first in the market. Number two, they've also recognised, both of them, I think, that there is going to be a problem in the market. The property market is going to tighten up. And Stefano, I think, more from his own, first thing he said to me this morning is that property market is going to crash. So I think at least 3 of you are convinced that there's going to be a problem in the market. And with our brand, Rescue My Properties, means that we're going to be the only one going out with the ambulances out there. Imagine that everybody has an accident, hurt their knee, big time, they can't move. There's going to be no ambulances out there to help people. So technically you guys are going to be the ambulance. So you're going to be the first out there talking to people. And people may not realise that there's going to be no ambulances because they think it's a safe environment, but the system's quite screwed up. So Jean, some ways you'll be a Samaritan of sorts, but at the same time this is commercial as well, so it allows you to go out there and pick up business from clients. But at the same time you'll make money from it, but you'll also be helping the people that may be losing out because of the crash. And the funny thing is that the crash has already hit. We are already in a deep hole, but you've been lied to by the government and lied to by the banks, lied to by the system, making you think that everything's fine. But if you look at the growth in this country for the next 2 years and the way the financial services are, it's more or less impossible to get funding. It's very difficult to actually move or deal anything in property easily now. And the tax system actually pretty much wiped away a lot of the profit that you would normally make in the normal circumstances, because you can't use any of the, your, if you've got a property, John, that's worth, let's say, 100,000, and you're getting an income of £1,000 a month, from April onwards, I think you're not going to be able to use the any relief on the interest. Normally you would actually be able to use the interest that you get, that you pay to the bank, the £500 or £600 you pay to the bank, to offset against your tax position, but you can't do that anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compris?
Oui, bien sûr.
Très bien, très bien. Okay, so that's all I've got to say about the opportunity generally. I think a lot of people ask, I think John has to go in a few minutes, but a lot of people ask, how do I fit in? How does it fit into me? Will I be able to go and get the business? Blah, blah, blah. But there's only 3 things that you need, John, to be able to be successful at this. And the idea also is that if you're not successful at one of those 3 things, then you can pair up with somebody who is strong. For example, the 3 things are pretty much, if you've got a database, and if you've got, let's say, sales or good communication skills, and if you've got knowledge of property or understanding how property works, if you hire all these 3, then you're basically, it's going to be quite easy for you to actually do this. And I think Justin, for example, if you don't mind me saying, he's got a big database. He's worked in sales for about 10 years. He's done some property transactions, so I think that's an area that he's probably using me to actually get a lot of his knowledge up on property. Is that right, Justin?
That's correct, yeah, spot on.
Okay, with Milan, he's got a massive database. He's always out talking to people, Mr. Networker. Although he looks sort of quiet and shy, he's actually quite out there. And then for my sales communication skills, he's very good at talking to people and communicating with them and getting business in. And from a property point of view, he's got quite a lot of property knowledge because he's pretty much attended nearly every course that's out there in the last 2 or 3 months. Is that right, Milan?
With all the free seminars.
Exactly. So mostly, so basically, let's just say that what's probably worth doing, John, is a quick exercise, if you don't mind me doing it, just finding out where you are. So let's just say Milan is, I think, his area where he's probably not high is probably sales, probably not really so much of a salesman, he's more of a consultant type of guy. You're not really a salesman, are you? No, okay. So you've got Justin, I'm just doing a little chart here, John, for your information. Justin's got a big database, he's high on that. Sales, he's got high on that. Property, he's probably medium to low, so that's what he's trying to pick up on. If we do one quickly for Stefano and Jean, you got. I'm just going to take a bad guess, John. I presume you're not out networking or anything because you don't have no reason to, but you're talking to probably about 50 people a week while you're driving, is that right?
Yeah.
So technically you have a network but you probably don't realise it. So that's actually, you probably think you're actually like low on that, but I'd probably say you're a medium.
Mm-hmm.
And then on sales and communication skills, I'd probably say if you've got an accounting background, you've probably been back office, you haven't been front office, so I'd probably say low to medium again.
Mm-hmm.
And then in property experience, presumably you've got property that you live in, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that something that you own by you, or is that something that you rent?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so you know something about property, so let's just say you're a low to medium, but you only got one property, you haven't got more than that, have you?
No, just one.
Okay, so, but you understand property generally so that you can get the job done. We're having slight problems with our camera. The camera keeps falling down, but we've just readjusted now. We should make a movie about the camera itself. Okay, and if we go back to, I think that was Jean and that's Stefano over here. So Stefano, probably, I'm sort of taking a bad guess to try and get to the point. I would say that he's probably very well networked, is a high, yeah? Sales, yeah, he's definitely good salesman. Property knowledge, I'd probably say about medium, is that right? Low, medium or high? Medium, okay. So what?
I have to apologize for today. I have to go unfortunately.
Jean, pas de problème.
Okay, thank you. I will get in touch.
À plus tard.
I'll be in touch with you as well, John, in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I think you got those well that day.
Okay, you guys carry on,
Okay.
and I'll finish off with the two gentlemen here. Bonne journée.
Bonsoir.
Bonjour.
And the bonjour.
Bonne
Bonne chance. Au revoir. Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye. Okay, so you can. So basically, what you would do is, if you're a medium, probably group up with somebody who's got more knowledge. So Milan probably be a good connection for you. And then Milan's point of view, he's such a good salesman that you could probably complement each other. So you wouldn't really have any issues in terms of trying to get it out there. Problem you're going to have is actually to try and get business is actually need to do maybe 20 calls a day, talk to people, and actually be quite specific about what you do. It's very much about action. If you did that, spoke to about 20 people a day, and talked to them about property, for you it's not going to be a problem because you've got a database already. You just have to rather than talk to them about crypto, or talk to them about some other investments, or talk to them about buying and selling. You could say, by the way, these are sort of qualifying questions.
Something like that too.
Yeah, do you have a portfolio? Do you need tax advice? Do you need some finance advice? Sorry,
One thing is LinkedIn. I've done it over 3.5 months. I'm now approaching 7 And some days I get 50 people added. One day I got 100 people added. It's just crazy. I don't do much. Just contacts just come in, and you keep on inviting people automatically, and then I've got a database of about 8,000 people I've downloaded who's not been. I invited them, but they've not accepted it. So I've taken that email address. So that's probably something you can use.
So basically, there's lots of strategies to try to get more business. So I think, in essence, what's the advantage of paying £500 for a professional consultant? If you're beginning, it's not something we need to worry about. It's just best to just pay the 50 to do the online. But if it's a case you're convinced about what Justin and Milan are doing, and it's something that you think, okay, it's going to be, as a back office, you've got somebody to support you, you're going to be attracting more closing on anything else you do.
Okay, can you just,
Yeah.
I'm not, I'll tell you what, my passion, my niche, my nano macro is finance and tax. I live, breathe and eat finance and tax. Because we got screwed by the system. My dad passed away, paid £35,000 of IHT in Kenya in 1977. I was only 12 years old, and then my uncles screwed the rest. But watching from being very wealthy right up to the street within 9 or 10 months. My mum was quite smart, also we had some other family money. But the bottom line is that, I can see, I think I'm quite an expert in all this stuff. Very passionate, I don't do any bullshit. I'm running my seminars now. In fact, I'm going to be running my own seminars soon. I'm very passionate what I do, but the opportunity is there, and it's not, £5 is nothing compared to the other stuff. But if you have all these investments, you should take it on, because people are in trouble, and you just have to have another team, people. Like we said, you may have skills which I don't have. We combine it.
Yeah, of course.
And you can clean up this, the system. It's actually just all bullshit, basically. I speak to stuffy accountants in the city. They give me a tax solution, but I have to get it out of them. It's so stuck up. But by the time I finish with them, they're like a dog. You tell them you can't fetch the bone. The system is crooked, and you just need to. The wealthy people always make money. Why? They're all planning. So you've got some like Salim there who knows all this stuff. So you've got to take advantage. It's a no-brainer basically. I'm not being paid by them, but I'm just telling you.
Sure.
I won't waste my time. I've got enough.
Based upon that, we will be paying you. Okay, what I want to know from you, Stefano, based upon what you've understood, regardless of even paying £50, is there anybody that you think could benefit from the type of services that we provide?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and what sort of things that you think they might have an interest in based upon the work that we do?
Off market.
Right?
Off market property.
Yeah, you've got lots of cash buyers. Okay. Alright, cool. So, thank you very much. I think that's pretty much it. Mr. Chair.